This is the AMP1 Mercury by BluGuitar. It is a 4-channel guitar amplifier with a built-in nanotube. And if you have watched my last couple of videos on YouTube or Instagram, you may have noticed that I have used this amp in almost every video. And that's simply because it is an amazing amplifier. In today's video, I want to show you my favorite sounds and settings that I usually use for each of the 4 channels. And of course, we start with the clean channel. So with the AMP1 you can get some amazing clean sounds, especially when you use single coil guitars, and it also works great as a clean pedal platform. First of all, I have set my AMP1 to the low gain mode, so that reduces the overall gain of all the 4 channels a little bit, and for the sounds that I like to use, it's still more than enough gain. When it comes to the settings, I have set the clean volume to around 7. The bass, middle and treble controls for the global EQ are all set to 5. With that I usually get the most balanced tone. Sometimes I tweak them a little bit depending on which guitar I'm using. Then we also have the tone control for the clean channel on the side of the amp. This I have usually set to around 2 o'clock to get a little bit more brightness in the tone. And that are also the clean sound settings that I usually use for pedal demos. Sometimes I like to kick in the boost to get a little bit grit on top of the clean tone. For that I have set the boost control to 12 o'clock. So it's not really a clean boost anymore, it also adds a little bit of drive on top of your sound. When I'm using the built-in reverb, I usually have set it between 3 or 4 so that you just can notice it. In general, I run my AMP1 into my 2-notes Torpedo Captor X and use impulse responses. For the clean tones, I prefer Celestion Greenback impulse responses or in some cases vintage 30s. So the vintage channel is where I absolutely feel at home. This is really the classic plexi style sound that I love. It is a really great sound on its own, but it also works great if you put some pedals in front of it. The most important thing here is to turn up the master volume to get that real tube saturation for your tone. I've usually set it to 8. My gain is between 6 and 7. If I need less gain, I just use my volume control on the guitar. And if I need more, I just kick in the boost or a pedal that I have in front of it. And for the vintage channel, I absolutely prefer the greenback impulse responses. For me, the classic channel does all these high gain Marshall sounds. It has more gain than the vintage channel and overall it sounds much heavier. As on all channels before, the global EQ stays on 5. The tone control for the classic channel on the side of the amp I have set all the way to the left to get a more classic tone. And when it comes to cabs, I usually use vintage 30s for the classic channel. So I use the modern channel for everything that I can't achieve with the classic channel. The bass and treble are more in focus on this channel, so it's great for metal riffs and all that modern kind of stuff. It still has enough gain even though I'm in the low gain mode and my gain is set between 6 and 7. If I want more, I simply kick in the boost. By the way, I rarely use the built-in noise gate, and when I'm using it, I set it to soft. When it comes to the modern tone control, I have set it all the way to the right, and when it comes to impulse responses, I also prefer the vintage 30s like on the classic channel. So I really hope I could give you some useful insights in how I get my tone with the AMP1. It is such a very well thought out product with great features, especially when you play live, but it also works great for me in my home studio. It is the perfect pedal platform which I can use for all my pedal demos, and I have access to all the great drive tones that I need. So if you want to learn more about the AMP1 and all the specs, I have put some useful links down in the video description, also some affiliate links, and I would really appreciate it if you use them. So what do you think about the AMP1? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new here so that we can see each other in the next video.